Hey, hello, and good morning, everyone. Welcome to Easy Markets Daily Picture International with me, Darius, because today's let's check, 19th. Yep, 19th of July, 2023. So you're welcome, everyone. Welcome to this Wednesday's morning session where we're going to have a very quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendations and should not be considered as such. This material should not be taken as an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. Look, I'll disappear from that little left corner in there for a bit, and I'll be back in a few seconds. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, just a quick mentioning of our Easy Markets website, which you can always check out for more information about us, guys. So, yep, feel free to check us out here. And yeah, if you have any questions, honestly, let us know. We'll be happy to answer those. Now, let's jump into the charts. So the first one I want to pick up here is Nikkei 225. So looking at the picture here, you can see that, yes, everything is working out nicely. I have talked about this a lot already. So yesterday, the day before yesterday, last week as well. So I told you to keep an eye on that 50-day EMA together with this upside line. Drawn from the low of the 15th of March. And yes, we are seeing that nice push to the upside where we are getting a test of my targets, the 32,923 and 960 levels. So mission accomplished because this was my first mission. My second mission is to see if we can get a push, a further push above that hurdle. And if that happens, then yes, my next target is this downside line, or as I said, as I've mentioned before, maybe the upper side of the broadening triangle pattern here. But again, it's not a very attractive one, to be honest. So that's why I'm just kind of keeping that idea there, but I'm not really focusing on too much. I'm kind of mainly sticking to the downside line kind of as concept. So, long story short, like I said, that's my game plan. So far, the first mission has been accomplished. Let's see if the second mission can work out. If somehow this starts to provide strong resistance, this whole area right here, yeah, okay, maybe we'll get a bit of a retracement. But look, I will probably now I will redraw this a little bit. So I'm gonna start keeping an eye on this upside line, because if that one gets violated, then certainly this could open the door towards some lower levels. Jumping into ASX 200, so that one, a beautiful rebound from the 23.6. I talked about this yesterday as well. So yeah, we continue to push higher, and we're now testing the high of last week near the what's the level here? Let me just put this one in the chart. Just bear with me one moment. Yeah, 7,293, approximately around there. So we're currently testing that area, and okay, the question is, can we see a further move north? And to be honest, by a further move north, what I'm considering is a touch of this downside line drawn from the high of the 17th of April. Look, if it gets violated and we stay above it, okay, great. Further upside could be possible. But at this point, I am trying to be very cautious. And given that we already had quite a decent up move here, I don't want to rush into anything. I don't want to rush into any further upside, because again, this is quite an important area to watch. The Dow Jones Industrial Average looking good here, and this is what I talked about yesterday. And look, I threw out an analysis here on our page before we broke out here. So so yeah, worked out perfectly. But what I said to you, that if we get a hold up here, then yes, maybe a drift back down could be possible. However, if we pop through this highlighted zone right here, which is roughly between the 34,807 and the 34,889, then yes, more buyers could join in, and we could start, pushing towards the other target, 35,412 zone. And yeah, look, just this is where. That's the game plan that I threw out yesterday. So check us out. I do occasionally throw out these ideas. And yeah, this one kind of worked out nicely. Or should I say almost, because my target is the 35,412. But look, I think that maybe we can keep it for a little bit longer here. Let's see how all this is going to play out. But at this point, yes, I am still leaning towards the upside. So my next target is the 35,412 zone. If we somehow start falling back down here, back below this highlighted zone, then yep, that's going to be my cue for examining some lower areas. S&P 500, so similar story, everything's fine. Look, I've met my target, the 4,588 zone. I talked about this one. That's the high of the 5th of April of 2022. Yep, good result here. We're testing it. So if that gets cleared further, then yes, of course, the next target is the 4,631 territory, which is marked near the highest point of March. Which is marked near the highest point of March, yeah, of last year, of course, not this year, but last year. And then yes, we'll take it from there, guys. But at this point, yes, everything's looking quite positive, I would say. But let's see if it has enough gunpowder to kind of continue rising, because look, we are in the earnings season right now, so this. This might kind of shift it a little bit here and there. We might see increased volatility, but also, of course, I think that the market is enjoying the moment for now, because again, next week we have the Fed, where this is so far expected. Look, honestly, 99.8 even, so not even less. I mean, okay, yeah, it's already expected, and and in general, you would say that this is a negative thing for the market, but I think that yes, the market is adjusting, and the market is kind of taking that in. And I said to you that before, like in the beginning of this month as well, that. Look, the market already knows that, and I think everybody's like, you know what, rate hike, okay, how much? 25 basis points. All right, let me adjust to that. If that's guaranteed, okay, I'll try to, adjust my business, maybe like, make some layoffs and stuff like that. So that's the situation. So long story short, for now, I think the market is kind of enjoying the moment, but for how long? Let's wait and see. I think that a lot will depend on next week's, wording, and how they will phrase everything, and how they will explain everything, and how aggressive they will sound, and stuff like that. So I think that might bring the market a little bit lower. However, again, let's not rush into anything. For now, I am just aiming for that 4,630 zone, and then I'll take it from there. Nasdaq 100. So this one reached my target, the 16,000 mark. That's, by the way, these are futures, by the way. So on the futures market, we reached my 16,000 mark. We're currently sitting near it. The question, can this continue to hold? If it cannot, then, well, further upside here could be possible. Now, the problem with the further upside here, I do like a move here towards this 16,659 territory, but I think that's a little bit way too optimistic, and I think I need to lower my expectations here and maybe go for something in around here, like the inside swing low of the 31st of December. Which is around 16,313 zone, and then we could kind of take it from there. Now, yep, like I said, that's the game plan. For the downside, well, okay, I'm still keeping an eye on that psychological 16,000 mark, but I think that the better option here is maybe to wait for a break of this. But again, I do understand that maybe I'm missing out on a bit of territory. So from the shorter term perspective, I think that what you can do here is keep your eyes on that 15,856 territory, because if we do fall below it, then I will consider a bit of a larger correction here to the downside towards this area, towards this hurdle, this 15,475, and then yes, we will take it from there, guys. Oh, by the way, before I go further, I keep on forgetting. Good morning in the chat room. Good morning, everyone. Morning, everyone. So I hope everybody's having a wonderful start of Wednesday. Yep, guys. I hope, like I said, this day will be better than the previous one. So yeah, we always hope for that. But anyway, DAX, the German index. Also looking at the futures here, I can say that it worked out perfectly. Look, I talked about this yesterday, and I even jumped into a 4-hour chart and said to you, look, we have a downside line. If that gets broken, I'm aiming higher. Boom. There we go. Congratulations to those who managed to take that. Yes, we cleared this downside line, and now we're pushing further north. This idea is working out so far, this curved arrow to the upside. So because we retested the downside, the broken downside line, and we moved to the upside. My next target is the 16,332 territory. If that gets cleared, well, guess what? A forthcoming higher high will be confirmed. FTSE 100. So yeah, FTSE 100 pushing nicely above this barrier, the 7,442 or 43 zone, if we round it up a little bit here. Yep, and I said to you that my next target is not something way higher here. No, I'm gonna aim only for the EMAs here, initially the 50, or actually I'm gonna aim for this 7,520 level first, then the 50-day EMA, then the 200, and around here we can also test this downside line. So this is in general my target in a way, this downside line. Simple as that. So far we're on the right track. Let's see if we can continue doing good here. But if it suddenly starts falling back below the 7,443 territory, I will maybe start looking at some lower levels, because probably more sellers could join in on a drop below the 7,390 territory right here. The US dollar index. Okay, so a US dollar index. Yeah, we climbed above this 99.70 territory. Okay, so in a way, I was kind of hoping to see a bit more retracement, and so far I'm getting that, and I'm getting my move here. I'm getting my move towards my 23.6. Let's see if we can reach that. And look, I said to you that if we do pop above this 99.70, I will consider this scenario where we could see a larger correction to the upside, maybe a test of that 23.6. And if we do test the 23.6, look, I'll pick up on this, of course, again, and I'll see what it wants to do after. Because at this point, I don't want to go way too far. Okay, if it clears the 23.6, yeah, we could go a little bit higher towards the 38.2, but my problem here is with these two levels, the 100.47, 100.67. So yeah, these are my two problems right now, and if those provide resistance, maybe from here we could see a retracement back down. So just kind of keep that in mind. But yeah, at this point, everything's looking quite nice here for the bulls. Let's see if they can maintain that. In general, look, in terms of data, economic data today, by the way, we have more of an eventful morning, more an eventful day in Europe rather than in the US. In the US, we'll get the housing starts and building permits. Okay, that's fine. But and it's also the crude and oil inventories. But in the EU or in the Europe, Great Britain already released its inflation numbers, and Eurozone later on is releasing that as well. So, but look, I will get to that point in a bit. When I'll jump into the forex market. So yeah, the dollar index is rising. Good, interesting. Now the next step is, can we clear the high of Monday, the current highest point of this week near the 99.86 zone? And if that gets cleared, well, guess what? My next target is the 23.6. Gold, fantastic, mission accomplished. Team, we're heading home, but well, not really. Not really, because look, I reached my target and I can relax now. I can chill. I can do whatever I want because my target was here. I mean, my idea was this way, that, and I was talking about this idea from Monday, that if we do pop above this 1963 territory, let me just zoom in here a little bit, this 1963-64 zone, I'll aim higher. My next target will be the 1973 and then the 83-85 levels. Boom, look at this beautiful thing. I mean, yesterday it did everything. Congratulations to whoever, took that idea. What's next? Well, look, it might hang out a little bit here, maybe even could go a little bit higher, pierce this through, but I think that this highlighted territory, this one that I have, well, not this one, let me just drag it here. This one right here, I need to put it right there. I think this is going to be the more important area to watch. So yeah, at the moment I would say, looking at this picture here, this is an important barrier to watch, and if that gets cleared and we stay above this, great. I'll go further north, I'll go for that psychological 2000 territory and so on and so on. But let me just put this on the chart. I think, yep, there we go. Could be a nice good target, but all eyes, because look, it is expected, right? I mean, we're getting closer to the psychological 2000 mark, and everybody's like, wow, we're going to reach that, right? But don't forget that what you see, somebody else sees as well. So, and okay, look, I mean, the market does like to do these tricks. And whenever everybody's like, wow, everybody's so psyched about the beautiful round number, and the market goes, tests the area very, very close to that, and then reverses the opposite direction. I mean, a lot of frustrated traders then appear, and then yes, you kind of, yeah, it's really interesting to watch the psychology. But look, that's why I always say, just go slowly, carefully, step by step, and everything will be fine. So at this point, look, we've managed to reach my target. We managed to reach my goal. Now I'm just, like I said, I'm resting, I'm enjoying my life, and if we do clear this territory, great, I'll go higher. I'll go for that psychological 2000 zone, which I need to kind of adjust here a little bit. Let me just adjust this arrow. So this is going to be my next target. This worked out just perfectly, picture perfect, yep. And now for the downside. Now for the downside, I would like to keep an eye on the same 1964 territory. If we fall back below it, then yes, I will go a little bit lower. At least I'll aim for the EMAs again. Daredevil Dave, good morning to you too. Good morning. I hope you slept well and you're feeling fresh, ready for Wednesday, attack Wednesday. I hope everybody else who's joining in right now had a good night's sleep. If you didn't, I would suggest be careful. Look, you need to always evaluate yourself when you're analyzing the market in the morning. Analyze yourself as well, your state, your condition. If something's bothering you, if you have like some sort of worries, honestly, believe me, I have proven to myself over and over again that whenever I am in a bit of a or not stress maybe, but let's say I have something in mind, I'm constantly thinking about something else but not trading, yep, then it gets you get screwed over, basically. You get screwed over not by the market, you get screwed over by yourself. And yeah, that's the problem, because you're always kind of trading against yourself in a way. So your emotions and stuff like that. So just kind of evaluate yourself as well in the morning. Evaluate the market and evaluate yourself. If you're feeling, let's say, like 50-50, you're kind of okay, but something's still bothering you, you can still enter a position, just make it smaller. And whenever you're feeling very, very confident, then maybe you can increase the position. But again, increase the position. Increase the position only what you can afford to lose. That's the thing. That's the thing. If you want to bet it all, then okay, you know, but I really strongly would not recommend this. I mean, this is just, it would be just silly. But look, you know yourselves better, right? I mean, just I'm saying that every morning, just try to analyze yourself as well. Are you fit for today or are you not? Jumping into silver. Silver is stuck here, not like as exciting as gold, but it's a little stuck, and I really don't like it. And I think, you know what I like? I want to get rid of everything, and I like to look at fresh things here. Now, what's interesting here? I'm trying to see if there's any logic here. Kinda ish. Maybe just. Maybe this upside line could work out here. This upside line here as well, this is something that I'm watching. This is a slightly steeper one. From the shorter term perspective, in a way, yes, we had a good run to the upside. Maybe a bit of retracement could be possible. However, I think that for the retracement, I will stick to this territory, this 24, between the area between the 24.53 and 60 levels. If we do get a drop below this, then yes, I will consider a move lower. Now, in terms of the upside, look, I'll take a conservative approach here, and I'll wait for a push above the 25.17 level. A nice good forthcoming higher high then will be confirmed, and then potentially more buyers could join in. Then we could start aiming maybe for that 26.09 area or around here in general. You know, so maybe this all could play out nicely. This whole 26 territory could play out nicely. But again, let's not rush into anything. Let's wait and see. So for now, I am watching exactly this. So as you can see here. Oil, yeah, beautiful reversal and pushed back above this upside line. Look, I talked about this yesterday. I said that even if it pushes back above this upside line, I will still get comfortable with the upside only if we do push above the 77 territory. That's it, period. I mean, I'm not really examining anything else. While it's here, I'm just observing the price action. I really don't like this, and this is just a pain in the bottom, actually. So, because look, it fell here. It could have just drifted lower. I mean, but this is just messy. So that's why this upside line no longer needed. The downside line, the downside scenario. I think that this highlighted zone can go. This level also can go, but I think that I will reuse that, and I will mark this the low of this week. So if I want to go lower this week, I want to see a drop below the current lowest point of this week, near the 73.86 territory right here. If we drop below this, maybe we could also drop below the 100 and the 50-day EMAs here. And in that case, we would be below all the EMAs on my daily chart, and that's where, you know, more sellers could join in. And like I said, we have the crude oil inventories today, so check out those later on. BTC USD, I'm just gonna keep it as it is. Honestly, I've talked already for a lot of times already about this, so basically just, yeah, I'm observing the price action, not really doing anything until we are stuck in here. You can see that the 29,500 territory got tested yesterday, but we failed to stay below it. We broke it, but we failed to stay below it. So that's no good for me. So I'm watching this. I need to see that stronger confirmation break in order to go lower. While we're in here, nope. Ripple is doing something, or at least trying to do something here, and yes, it's pushing higher. But I also took a very conservative approach here on this one. So basically, as long as we stay in here, as long as we stay in the area in between these two levels, I'm just observing the price action, nothing else. I need to see a push above the 0.8256 territory for the upside. For the downside, the 0.6686 territory for me could open the door towards some lower levels. Now jumping into Forex, guys. So yeah, AUDUSD. AUDUSD, beautiful move, beautiful fall below the 38.2. I talked about this, and look, in general, we reached my target. Now, if we continue to trade below this 38.2% retracement on the Fibonacci, then yes, I will go further south. Now, let me just check something. I want to see if this is maybe okay. Okay, I see. Right. This is the problem sometimes with the Fibonacci's, and I know I do like them, but I do accept that there are some flaws in this. But look, in general, this is kind of working, and I would say this is working too. Now we're getting that hold up. If we draw the Fibonacci this way from the recent kind of reversal and to the to the kind of to the peak. Yes, this way then you can see that we're keeping an eye on the 38.2, and actually it's working as well. But if you draw it this way, then yes, I mean we're testing right now the 38.2. Look, you know what? This is the moment where you start doubting yourself. And actually, at this point, this has been working. So you know what? I'm going to stick with that. So if it continues to trade below this 38.2 on the Fibonacci drawn this way, then yes, I'm going to aim for that 50% retracement on the Fibonacci. That's it. Honestly, like this is the moment where you start, like I said, doubting yourself, and this is where you start jumping around. So let's just look at it from this perspective. Was it working before? On this one, yes. For me, it was working. So you know what? I'll stick to that. Once it stops working, then I'll start redrawing things. Maybe I'll look at that other Fibonacci. But at this point, this is working, so I'm just going to stick to that. Honestly, like, don't try to overcomplicate things. I know this is our human nature. Sometimes we do like to overcomplicate things, maybe because then it sounds very smart and sophisticated. But actually, the beauty lies in the simple things. AUDNZD. So there we go. Boom. Beautiful pop here above this hurdle. This 1.08 territory. I spoke about this yesterday. Looking good. Looking good here. And I said to you, look, I'm going to aim for this territory, the 1.0840. Fantastic. Fantastic. And now this the question is, can we go further north here? So as long as we stay above all of the EMAs and this 1.0840 territory, I am leaning towards this other area right here, this 1.0925 territory, somewhere around here, 2530, around those levels. Basically, this highlighted territory, that's going to be my next good target. For the downside, well, I would actually like to see a drop back below the 1.08 territory in order to consider a move towards this highlighted zone here on the bottom. AUDCAD, just a quick update. Look, yesterday we had some numbers from Canada. Let me just read those out to you. So we have the CPI numbers from Canada. So core headline month on month, year on year, all of them declined. All of them dropped, and yeah, that's a good question. What's going to happen further with the Bank of Canada, basically? Because look, the interest rate, their interest rate is also like rising, also like the U.S. one. So it's currently at 5%, and inflation rate is at 2.8. So almost double, almost double the amount basically. So okay, I'm sticking to the same problem again. Way too high. I mean, maybe the interest rates are way too high, and this is causing that, like, they're going to end up in deflationary pressure. So this is what everybody started talking about China, and because they released their GDP numbers, which showed the year-on-year number came out below the forecast, but actually was still well above the previous number. So, yes, last inflation reading was around 0%, not around, but actually 0%. So this is kind of everybody's worrying about that. Hey, GDP failed to meet the forecast, but no, GDP was okay. It was much better than the previous number. But yeah, inflation is dropping, so maybe the U.S. and Canada can take something out of it. So, but we'll see, because this is just sitting at 99% right now, more than almost 100. 80. So yeah, AUDCAD. Look, we had a nice reaction here in the Canadian dollar. It strengthened, and we pushed lower. Look, I said to you yesterday that we're hanging around this 100-day EMA, and if we continue to trade below it, then yes, my next target is the 50-day EMA. Boom! Look at this beautiful thing. Honestly, amazing, great, good result here. So what's next? Well, I would really like to see maybe a rebound from this this kind of 50-day EMA here. But again, the market doesn't always do what I want it to do. But if we do continue to slide and we fall below the 50-day EMA, then my next target is this upside line drawn from the low of the 29th of June. Now, I get it. It's a little bit on the tentative side, but hey, nevertheless, could be a nice, good target. So yeah, that's the game plan. Let's wait and see. AUDJPY, so very quickly on this one. So I haven't looked at this one for quite a while. So yesterday pushed strongly to the upside. Well, yeah, I mean, duh, because of this. Because of this, you know, everything pushed nicely to the upside. Nobody's in the yen. However, not as everything is as clear as it seems. So look, maybe the market will eventually turn around, and once you can actually see this, if this starts falling very quickly, maybe actually the market, traders are starting to jump, and traders and investors start to jump into the yen very quickly, and this could lead to some, lower levels in the stock market later on. But again, I'm not saying anything yet. For now, I'm just observing this. And actually, I'm going to stick to my rules. If we continue to trade below the 95.15 territory right here, I'm leaning towards the downside, towards this upside line drawn from the low of the 24th of March. NZDCHF, so beautiful decline. Look at this. I talked about this yesterday. We were bang on in this hurdle, and I said that if we do drop below this, I will go further south. I think we had some news as well today. Let me just double check. Yeah, NZD CPI numbers came out. Ooh, that came out higher. Interesting. But why did it decline? I think it's more of a game from the CHF. I think the CHF in general, the CHF is very strong lately, has been very strong lately. So yeah, it's kind of driving any pair against any currency against the CHF is kind of suffering. However, as we know, what comes up must come down, right, at some point. So in this case, what comes down must come up eventually. But look, in general, this is quite interesting. And on my chart here, I have this level, the 0.53 territory, which is the lowest point of March of 2020. This is, if you remember, COVID. Yeah, and we had that strong decline, and then everything reversed back and down. So look, after we peaked here back in February of 2021, we were on this decline, and look at this, we're coming closer to that 0.53 territory. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to get reached or something. No, I'm being very careful at this point. Look, I got my if you manage to capture this drop, for example, straight away, and you're still in the trade, I would say the way you can do it here, first of all, of course, break even, put your stop loss on break even in order not to lose anything in case this suddenly sharply reverses back up. But let's say if it continues to slide, you're still in trade, then you can, for example, put your stop loss somewhere here, and then you can maybe put somewhere here, and just go slowly on this. So, and maybe this could it worked out. If it, let's say, reverses, takes you out, and then goes back down again, don't be too mad, because look, in general, you're doing good. If you manage to capture this one, congratulations, you're doing good. Even if you took $1 or euro or yen or whatever, you're doing good. Just remember that. If you manage to squeeze something out of the market, you're doing good. Simple as that. USDJPY, so jumping into a few dollar pairs here, looking good. Yes, beautiful move. And of course, yes, as I already said, that DXY is trying to make its way higher, and USDJPY, yes, is pushing nicely to the upside. Look, in general, all this is very beautiful because I said to you that if we do push back above the 100-day EMA, then I'll aim for that 23.6. We've reached the 23.6, and I said that if we clear that one, my ideal scenario is this, the 38.2, which is near 140.23, 25, something like that. And yes, this is what I'm going to aim for. I'm going to aim for that 50-day EMA as well. So let's see. As long as we stay above the 23.6 here, I will aim for that 38.2. That's it. USDCHF, this one is also trying to stay afloat. Look at this. Yesterday, we violated this hurdle here, and I think that, yes, I need to mark this one right now, the 0.8855. Very nice, good target here. If we do fall below this, below that 0.8855, I will go lower. I will aim for the this because this will confirm a forthcoming lower low, potentially attracting more sellers into the game. But for the upside, well, probably the easier option is to wait for just a push above the 0.8631 territory, somewhere around here. It acted as a good area of resistance recently, so if that gets cleared, I will go a little bit higher. USDCAD, so yes, yesterday declined. We fell below my 1.3195 territory, so that's good, okay. Now what's next? I think that, look, in general, I said to you that if we do fall and stay below this, I'll go lower, and I am going lower, but I think that this level is going to be no longer valid. I think that it's better, let's say, if you're looking for some further declines, then maybe you drop below this this hurdle here, this 1.31 60 61, something like that. If we do clear this hurdle, then yes, I will go a little bit more towards the downside. For the upside, 1.3232 still valid for me. Yes, if we do pop above it, great, I'll go to the upside. So yeah, simple as that, guys. Yes, so GBP, okay, GBPCAD. So yes, beautiful move. This is, look, this is something that I talked about yesterday in my morning video. So I've mentioned this, and I said to you that, look, in a way, we're going for a nice retracement. If we do fall below the 23.6, I'm going to go lower. I'm going to aim for that 38.2. Boom. Then I said that if we do break this upside line and stay below it, I'm going to lean further south. And so far, so good. And look, in general, today we got some numbers from UK, the CPI numbers. The headline ones, the month-on-month and year-on-year declined. Not significantly, but declined. The core ones also declined, not significantly, but declined. So yeah, and you can see that there's a reaction, a negative reaction on that. Also, the fact that Canadian dollars, it was on the stronger side as well, and it kind of, we saw oil pushing back up, you know. So yeah, everything's kind of factoring in here, and at the moment I am targeting this 50% retracement on the Fibonacci right here near the 1.7016, something like that. And if that gets cleared, yes, further moves south could be possible. So at the moment, this is the game plan. Maybe we could end up even testing this one right here, the 61.8% retracement. And to be honest, it could be a nice one because we also have the 50-day EMA in there. Could be good target. So let's keep an eye on that one. If by any chance we reverse sharply back up and stay above this upside line, guys, well, maybe, you know, we're not ready for some downside. GBPUSD. Oh, by the way, guys, I know I've asked this question already, but I don't know if not everybody answered, but I just wanted to check. And the ones who already had answered this question, thank you. Don't worry, you don't have to type in, but let's say, what is your most traded instrument? Actually, this is what I'm curious about. What do you trade the most in general? Maybe you trade everything, but let's say, statistically, which instrument do you actually trade the most? It would be really nice to know. So I know, like I said, some of you already answered this question, so you can just chill, sit, relax, chill. But let's say who didn't answer this, or who's hearing this question for the first time, could you please write it down? I would really, really appreciate it, just for my own personal statistics. So yeah, GBPUSD, beautiful move towards the 38.2. So everything's working out nicely. Look, in general, I said to you before that if we continue to trade below this hurdle, this 1.3142, then yes, I'll aim for that 23.6. Boom. If we do drop below the 23.6, I'll aim for that 38.2. Boom. If we do drop below the 38.2 now, my next target is the 50% retracement here on the Fibonacci. That's what I'm going to aim for initially, and then we'll take it from there. EURCHF, just a quick update as well from yesterday's activity. Yes, we, of course, we declined, and yes, we moved lower, so now we're near this upside line. But look, I talked about this. I did mark this 1.4777 territory, but I will probably stick to this upside line, to be honest. I really, at this point, this is one of those moments where I don't have a level, I do have a trend line, and I think that this is what I'm going to do. Yes, if we do fall below this upside line, I will consider maybe a move to the downside. In terms of the upside here, I would say if we do pop up with the 1.4865 territory somewhere around here, that's where it's gonna be my cue for aiming for some higher levels. Euro Aussie, so beautiful push, and I talked about this, and there we go. We are clearing this move right now here, this area, this 1.6516 territory, something like that, and yes, we're pushing above it. The only problem I have right now is this, the highest point of June near the 1.6555 territory, and if that gets cleared, well, that's going to be just like the cherry on top, and like, you know, then we can start aiming for higher levels. I have my target here near the 1.6787, but I think I have to draw this. I have to mark this. This 1.6671 is quite an important one to watch, so initially I will probably target that one, and then I'll go from there. If by any chance we start falling back below the lower side of this triangle, I'm going to keep it on the chart, by the way, for now. If we do start falling below it, then yes, I will consider a move lower towards this upside line or this 50-day EMA. And finally, EURUSD, beautiful retracement. That's all fine. That's all good. Let's see if we can go further south. And to be honest, look, I wanted to draw Fibonacci. I had one, but it didn't work out nicely, so now I can draw this one again. So there we go. Look at this. We're drifting lower, so we basically stayed below this 1.1245. I talked about this level, and now my next target is the 23.6% retracement here on the Fibonacci. Look, I have a level here, the 1.1185. As well, which is this, not this one, this one, the high, the peak, the highest point of March, is that the highest point? No, that's not the highest point. That's the high of the 31st of March of 2022. Yeah, I'm making the same mistake again. But anyway, this is a good level to watch, but slightly below that, we do have that 23.6. So that's going to be my main two targets initially. For now, that's what I'm aiming for. And given that the US dollar seems to be picking up the pace, hey, why not? And look at this, we're popping above this 99.86, 87 territory as we speak. So great, everything's looking quite fine. So let's see if we can see a further move south on EURUSD here, guys. And then we'll go from there. Maybe we'll go slowly, step by step. Then if we do clear that, the 38.2 is the next one, and so on and so on. But at this point, that's my game plan. If we by any chance start pushing back up with 1.1245, well, I would say I'll start aiming for the upside. So, guys, that's it. That's it for this session. I really hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for watching and listening. I really appreciate your time, your views, your rockets. Really appreciate the rockets, guys. Thank you very much for those. Thank you very much for your comments in general. So, if you want to catch me tomorrow morning, as always, at my Daily Pitch International, at Easy Markets, and yeah, so if you want to join me tomorrow, just 6 o'clock, you know the drill. But yep, stay safe, have your stop losses in place, don't risk what you can afford, don't risk what you cannot afford to lose. There we go. And everything will be fine. Oh, and don't overtrade. That's always the case. Yep, don't overtrade. And like I said again, evaluate yourself if you're emotionally available today for trading. Always do that every morning. If you're not, just take some or rest, or maybe do some other stuff, clear your mind, and then do something positive, and then you can jump back into the markets. Yep. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Hey there, thank you very much for watching this one till the end. I really appreciate that. So, like this video, we speculate your next mouse movement will be towards the subscribe button.